Good Monday morning, Sonor family. Jules here after a great Friday at the fair. Had a fabulous time, and I'm probably going to go back this coming Saturday. Last year I went 4 days. This year I'm not going to do that. I'm not staying over in a room or anything. I'm driving back and forth, and it's about 70 miles. And so, anyway, just going to enjoy a couple of trips and let that be that. Getting down to business, though, I've got a new interview in post production with Aaron Holler, who's a Sonor artist, and he's one of the ones that Jeff Mulvihill recommended a while back. And I'm just now getting to him, but it's a good interview. And he has also provided the drum part for the intro you just saw. So a little bit different intro on this stuff. I'm going to cut down. I'm still going to use the tracks Ron Wixo sent me for the outro on this stuff. But even the interviews, we're just going to get right to it instead of having a long intro. I've just seen some where they have this kind of elongated intro, and it's fine, but at the same time, let's just get to it, right? Do a little branding with my logo, uh, have a little blip about what's going on. In this case, the Sonar and Coffee with Jules, and just get to business. So that's what we're going to do going forward. I'm not exactly married to the intro you just watched. I may change it up once I have a little time to see if there's any feedback and see if I have a brainstorm where something else a little better comes up. But other than that, that's that. And I'm looking forward to getting that Aaron Holler interview put together for you. Let's see here. What else we got? All right. At the fair on Friday morning, Friday, somebody posted about, are we getting our coffee with Jules fixed? Well, I had gotten myself confused and set that thing for a release for Saturday morning instead of Friday morning, which would have been correct had that been an interview being released, but it was not. So, still had pretty strong viewership, but my apologies on that. I had it ready to go, just screwed up the date and scheduled it for the wrong date. But all's well that ends well, and we should be back on track today. So anyway, what else we got here? I'm just going down a list. All right, my hat. My hat spent about 2 years in the floorboard after coming back from up north, and I had to get it from Thoman, whatever it is in Germany. I'm not going to put together an order that warrants the overseas shipping and all that. But if somebody's about to order from over there, I would like to include at least a hat, maybe a shirt. If you've got stuff you want to order, or if you want me to put the order together, I've ordered from there several times. If you want me to put the order from there and we can split the shipping charges and me send you your stuff when it gets here, that's great too. So if you've got things you need and if you're not familiar with them, go check them out. They got a lot of Sonar stuff that, is not as easy to find over here. Sometimes you can just get a flat better deal and, you just have to factor in the VAT, the VAT tax, whatever that is. But anyway, going forward from that, they've got a chrome over brass snare drum in the Pro Light series, which is a limited edition. Now, I was told almost 2 years ago that the ProLite metal shell, or actually ProLights in general, were being phased out. Now, here we are. I start saying hour and 45 minutes. Here we are a year and 3 quarters later, and and here we are with a new limited run offering. The chrome over brass, I tend to like chrome over brass. I had a Gretsch that I really liked. Of course, now they've got the black nickel or whatever it is in the compressor series, which the compressor series, as you may or may not know, has the undersized shells like the German made stuff. But this particular snare drum has got the dual glide system and the hella hoops. So you're coming straight out of the box with a really killer, I'm sure, killer snare drum. And this, honestly, other than the dual glide system, was more in line with what Phil Rudd was actually touring with than the Phil Rudd model. The Phil Rudd model didn't have it had the artist weight die cast hoops, not the Hella hoops. And as has been mentioned before, the uh, the catalog version of the Phil Rudd snare drum, I think, was an economized version of what Phil Rudd had. So anyway, we'll just leave it at that. But I think that chrome over brass, if you're in the market for one, I bet you there's not going to be any disappointment with that. I don't know just how limited that thing is. And if I didn't already have the artist bronze, that would be of great interest to me. But having the artist bronze, there's not another snare drum in the catalog right now that I've just got to have. That could change coming up. You know, we've got October. Well, it is October. We're in October right now, aren't we? And it's October the 6th. Almost a week through the month already. Can you believe that? It just got here. But on the 19th, I think it is, the UK drum show kicks off. That's going to be exciting. A couple of things about that. As I've mentioned before, we got Gabs Dornier going to be over there sending us back information and videos. Mark Eldridge from Artisan Customs will be over there. Now, if you're not familiar with Mark and his business, Artisan Customs, he builds high-end stick holders, tables, and whatnot, uh, and he matches woods when appropriate. So he's built several things for Todd Zuckerman when Todd was with Pearl, and now that Todd's back with Sonor, he's built stuff using the African marble wood. There we go. He calls it marble wood, and he's using actual marble wood. So uh, I've got one in the works in teak. He had to order teak because he just didn't have it on hand, and my new rig is teak. So I'm looking forward to getting that. Let's see what else we got going on. The uh the new Sabians are out. If you've been following Todd Zuckerman and haven't seen this already, um two lines of Sabian cymbals have come out. Each of them have four crashes, 18, 19, 20, and 22. If I recall, one's an HHX, which is designed to be more of a studio type sound, and then the AAs are more cutting and more geared to live. Now, as Todd has said, and as anybody that's been playing more than 3 or 4 hours knows, um, what symbols are appropriate for you in any particular setting it depends on your personal taste, your playing style, and all that good stuff. So, um, you might buy one set that works for everything you want to do. You might like the AAs for studio and the HHXs for live. I mean, just there's no rules here, but they're really great sounding cymbals, and check those out if you're not familiar already. All right, comparison videos. A while back, I put out that I was going to do several, one with a Phil Rudd snare drum and one with a compressor snare drum, and both of those drums have since been sold. And I do intend to still do the videos. I still have the hoops. Um, but I will do the videos using my artist bronze. So it's going to be a little bit of a handicap because of the fact if you're not playing an artist bronze, it's a little bit of a moot point because of the fact that the artist bronze with that cast shell is just so far and away different than any of the other metal shells on the market that Sonor has. But I'm still going to do it because I said I was, and because I'm curious myself. I one thing that would be a huge disappointment for me is to find out that I wish I had ordered the S hoops in black. I mean, if I put those S hoops on and they kill, the Hellas I've got on there right now, that's going to be a little bit of you know, a little bit of an ego, you know, diminishment for me. Um, but we'll just see how all that goes. All right, what else? What else? What else? All right, 590s. I keep saying this, and I'm gonna keep saying it until we come up with somebody. I need somebody that's got the original HLD 590 and that's got the 150th anniversary HLD 590. I want to do a comparison video, and I want it to be from the same person with the same heads and tuning in the same environment, microphones and mixing and all that good stuff. Um, Aaron Edgar does not have a 150th anniversary. He's got one he had built, if I'm not mistaken, and then he's got two original ones. One's a 10 and one's a 12 lug. So we are going to do a comparison video uh, of the 10 and 12, and then the little bit more modern one he's got. And I don't know. We're looking to do that in November, but everything's tentative. You never know what's going to happen with anybody involved in doing any of this content. So if you have bought a 150th vintage set or the AQ2s, I would really like to know because I would like to get a personal perspective. Also, if you've got any of the signature or light stuff or an HLD 590 of the 150th, and you want to do any content about how you feel about that stuff, whether or not you've got anything older to compare it to is irrelevant. Just want to kind of do a, kind of a one-on-one chat about your purchase and what level of satisfaction you've got. I mean, these things are absolutely top notch. I haven't heard a single complaint about anything from anybody that's bought them. Of course, people that don't have them have all kinds of stuff to say, and that's just the way life seems to work. Next, okay, may have a new sponsor. Working on something here to try to get the channel sponsored for a period of time. I don't have a commitment on that, but there is something I'm working on, and it would be a shot in the arm for me if we can get that worked out. So I guess that's about it, guys. I hope you have a great Monday and a great week. And if I don't have any content come out during the week, I shall see you Friday unless I screw that up again. Take care.